itty bitties, welcome back to Just a Bit. This is a very, I was gonna say big episode, but it's actually a really small, tiny episode.
You might not even be able to see it.
You might not be able to see either of us because we have the ittiest bitty of all. Oh my god, I didn't even ask if I pronounced your name right. Ariana Mcclure.
That's perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
We have. Can I call you Ari?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
I figured we were on.
Because I feel like Ariana, I'm like in trouble with my parents.
Yeah.
So
Ari. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. We have Ari, which I don't even know how to introduce you. Like, I was gonna give the story on how we met or became internet friends, but I will say that this is the one and only person in this world that understands my struggle of being too small to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Exactly. You know,
I had to go out with
it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Like, people may think it's a bit, but you're telling the truth.
People always thought I was joking when I said I was too small to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and then when I saw the documentary and saw that you went through the same exact thing,
validated your feelings.
I was like, wait, I get her.
You weren't alone.
No, I know.
It made you feel like you're not alone, and I felt the same way because I didn't know that Macy had to deal with this too.
No, and like it's so important to find community in this. It's a small, teeny tiny
petite community.
No, but I have literally been obsessed with you since you commented on my first TikTok. Which, okay, wait, not to like make this interview about me. Did you like see my TikToks while you were filming the documentary, or was it after? Okay,
it was after, and I saw it, and I was like, this is the funniest. Like, I think I sent it to like my whole family, and I was like, my dad's like, what is she talking? Like, my dad didn't get it. My sister thinks you're so funny, though.
Okay, I love that.
Like,
see, it just needs, like, if 1 in 10 get the joke, we're good.
No, like, I've, like, told all my friends last night, I was like, I'm going on this podcast. She's the funniest person. And, like, only 2 danced. Like, the rest of them were like, what? And, like, they thought it was really funny. So, you have a really, like, devout community.
No, thank you so much.
Fans.
I always say if
and I'm number one.
No, that means so much. Can you make a fan page?
Yeah, no, I will.
I'll make one for you, and you can make one for me. And then
petite princesses.
Yes,
wait, you're a petite princess.
No, we're both petite princesses. I was actually stalking your TikTok last night just to get some more inspo because I genuinely have so many questions for you and so much to talk about. And I was saying that this is the first time I've like met someone and just sat down and started recording. So now I'm getting all the info for the first time.
Wait, this is so fun.
Because I feel like sometimes you have to like play dumb and ask questions, but no, like I'm so nosy.
But you're
and I have
like
so many
actually
questions.
funny.
But I did see a TikTok where you're like, I'm a petite princess, and I said that is the name for us.
No, it's like it's a really good name.
Wait, how short are you?
I'm 5'2".
Okay,
I'm really not that.
Okay, but you're
short,
teeny tiny.
But we'll say petite.
Yeah, I'm 5'7", so.
You're petite.
Okay, yeah.
If you're under 6 foot, you're petite.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically,
it's just the mindset.
Girls, you're also like your waist is. You can't even see your waist.
No, literally yesterday on the cruise ship, there was a helicopter floating around
trying to find you.
Yeah, trying to find my waist, and I was like, when will you guys give it up? Yeah,
they won't.
I know. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna do like a formal intro for you at the beginning of this episode, just to give them the lore. Okay. But I'm like, do you live under a rock? The Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders documentary changed my life. And before I had even watched it, I made my TikTok saying why I'm not in it. Yeah. Because I had to give that explanation. Yeah. I just had figured that I wasn't in it. Yeah. So I did a whole TikTok. I was like, like they wanted to make it all about me. Yeah. I said you have to pay me more. So I did this whole documentary, or I did a whole TikTok about why I wasn't in the documentary. You had commented, and I didn't, like, no offense, I didn't know who that you were.
No, I tell you, I'm your number one fan.
No, and you said, like, I wish Simon Cowell had recruited me to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And I was like, oh, haha, like, she's so funny. I followed you because I saw that you were a cheerleader, like a fellow teammate. And so then I went on my vacation, and then on the way home from the vacation, I downloaded the documentary, and I had took, like, sleep gummies to go to sleep because it was on the way home from Europe. Oh, I watched the DCC documentary about 6 inches from my face on my phone.
Wait, that's how I watched it for the first time, too, on my phone.
Okay, yeah. On a plane. I did not look away the entire time. My mom, like, kept coming back to, like, check on me and my brothers. She was like, you did not waver. Like, my eyes didn't, like, there was times where I was full on sobbing.
No, they did such a good...
I have chills thinking about it.
Like, the like, team, like, the producers, like, Greg and all them, like, actually, regardless of what happened, like, the production and, like, how they like edited it, like the song, like everything was so I can't listen to that song because I like cry, and like the church, like them showing, like it was so nicely done, and it made all the girls look so good. Well, like they made us look good. Where the old one, I feel like they kind of were more on like
the
Kelly
body
and Judy's side, and then they made the girls look kind of stupid sometimes. Where this one, they like portrayed us all in a very good way.
Well, they didn't have to like try. I kept saying it was so amazing because you see any show being made about like an NFL cheerleader squad, you're probably gonna think it's drama and whatever. No, it was the most like uplifting. You guys are all such genuinely good people, And that's why I think I loved it so much, because you could tell that's how you guys actually
are.
It's
relatable. It's relatable, and I felt like it showed they've always tried to like portray them as like perfect individuals, which is like good, but that's not relatable. No. And so they showed like kind of like the not so pretty parts of us and like of people, and I think every girl like experiences what we go through, what like you go through during that. And so they did a really good job of showing everything, but still like respecting us, if that like makes sense. But
and showing like the entire like 9 to 5 aspect of it and how busy y'all are. I was thinking about me. I would come home from work and just go. You're so tired, especially like those first years after you graduate college. You're just so tired all the time.
Like it gets to Friday and you're like, I don't want to do anything because I'm exhausted and I hate my job. Like most time you hate your job. It's
because they're usually like entry level, and then you just have a full on second job on top of that.
Yeah. Oh and it's like, it sounds so gross, like not gross, but like sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm being dramatic, but it's also like 2 hours to get ready before you're leaving in traffic. Dallas traffic's horrible.
I literally got the heat.
It's like an hour and 15 getting there. No, you're there, you come home, you need to like figure out when to eat. You're like, it's just like exhausting stuff, but we all love it. And
that's why you do it.
That's why you do it.
No one's holding you it.
No one's like holding a gun to my head, like,
you will cheer.
You must be an NFL cheerleader.
Okay, wait. Backtracking even more. So you've moved. You were a Lakers girl first when you graduated college. I was literally just saying before this, I was like, how old are you? And you said 24. Yeah. And I said, really? Because you've lived so many lives.
There's so many.
You were a Lakers girl first, which is insane and an accomplishment in and of itself.
Thank you.
That's so cool. I'm from LA.
Yeah.
Well, north of Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
Or north of LA in Santa Clarita.
Okay. Yeah. You're LA.
But you're San Diego.
Yeah.
So where in San Diego are you from?
Like Del Mar area.
Yeah.
Like a little inland from Del Mar.
Okay.
Love San Diego.
Really went California, Texas, Miami.
Yep.
Next is like, I don't know,
London. Or I went California, Utah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Then Texas. Well, Utah back to LA, then Texas. Yeah. But I don't know, like, next is like Europe. Yeah. If I continue the trend.
Like Ibiza.
I want to go to
with
Ibiza.
your DJ boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. But you went to University of Utah and you were a dancer there. How did they recruit you?
They didn't. So this was like before like college. Like I feel like it was like 2 years after I graduated high school is when like college dance team and like UDA and all that like nationals got big. And I knew that I didn't want to compete in college. I was kind of burnt out. And I got a full ride to Utah academically. Oh, wow. And it was one of the only teams I could do, like, nursing and dance team, just because usually the clinicals didn't line up. And so I went there. I also I got in a really bad car accident my junior year.
Oh, my gosh.
And had, like, a traumatic brain injury.
Of college?
Yeah, or of high school. And so I went through, like, post-concussive syndrome, they call it. Like, I had a front and back concussion, like, bruising on my frontal lobe. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And so I went through that all my senior year, and my doctor was like, okay, she's not really, like, healthy. Like, she should not go away to school, like, on her own. Like, she can either go to San Diego State, or I had a boyfriend at the time who I dated for, like, 5 years that went to Utah, and my parents had a house in Park City. So then I ended up getting a full ride. That's how I, like, ended up there. Okay. Like, yeah, I essentially kind of followed him, but I kind of also, like, didn't really have a choice. System. I needed support, yeah. And so went there. If you're not Mormon, it's really weird. Yeah. Like, you're black sheep. And so also COVID hit. So, like, graduated a year early and was like, okay, I'm kind of
Were you ready
done.
to get out of there?
I was ready, yeah. And so then I moved to LA and did Lakers. But
oh, my gosh.
Yeah. No, it was... I have lived a lot.
You really have. I didn't even know that.
And it's, like, extreme, like, yeah.
That's insane that you came back from the injury and were still able to dance.
No, it was, like...
Were you able to dance your freshman year?
I was. So they pulled me out, like, December of my senior year of high school just because I, like, could not get through. Like, I had chronic migraines, and then, like, anytime I ate, I was, like, nauseous, so I threw up. I lost, like, 30 pounds within, like... 2 months. Like, it was, like,
jealous.
Drastic. Sorry. My waist was you pronounce it actually done. No, and so I was just, like, not a good, and, like, the doctors kept saying your brain will heal, like, it's all time, like, just like, give it time. And I would get so annoyed because I'm like, fix it now, like, and they were right, though. It was time. And I went to college, and, like, I was still having, like, migraines, but it wasn't as bad. Okay. And a doctor, it was actually, like, a nurse practitioner, was like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but, like, I have a piercing, like, in here.
Really? Is that, like, the vagus, like, or tragus?
Yes, something. It's, like, an pressure point. Yeah. So I got that. That helped me more than any like migraine medicine they ever put me on. And so I slowly just like started like getting better. My parents were like, your personality is coming back like to normal. Like, but it was like a 3-4 year process. Like it was like,
especially your brain.
Your brain. And that's the thing is they just like don't know. They don't know. And like my car was totaled, but I've seen like way worse. But I hit the like metal bars and I hit the steering wheel and I cracked the windshield. So my like noggin like went through. It got rocked. Yeah. And so my boyfriend at the time was an angel during all that. Like obviously we didn't work out, but he was like really good throughout all that. But yeah, no, it was crazy. Like the brain is insane.
I had no idea any of that.
Like and I like now I look at like all my friends who play football and I'm like, you guys are all like like I had one situation. They are constantly like this. I know. It's like scary.
Honestly, glad you brought this up because I'm the biggest advocate for helmets. Like I will literally
They need to be wearing like
everywhere.
And they need the like this. My friend's dad is the one that invented the like spongy
where
they look like kind of Ninja Turtles. Yeah. But I'm like I don't care if you don't look cool. That. You need to wear it. Like you need to wear it every day.
It's
like
so serious. No, my friend lives by the beach in California and like they'll literally be going for a leisurely bike ride to the beach. I'm like, can I please have a helmet?
No, like it's like even like I don't know, like Tua like had his like whole, and I'm like, how do you like not?
I know.
But I get it. Like you don't look weird, but I mean I like
brain safety is cool.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is.
You should like. But yeah, so basically everyone wear a helmet.
Seriously, okay, so that's how you ended up at Utah, and then you moved back to LA to be a Lakers girl. Was that a dream of yours?
It was, definitely like NFL was always my like dream. My parents were just kind of like because I was 20 when I graduated college, and so my parents were kind of like, let's keep you a little closer to home. And so I also like all my best friends growing up were on Lakers at that time, so it was like a perfect scenario. Yeah. And my other like childhood best friend went to UCLA, and so I like vicariously got to do my like last year of college.
Oh, I love that.
Like with her. And so no, it was I needed that. I think it was a good like transition year.
I was gonna say that's like the perfect
I don't think I could have gone straight to Cowboys. Yeah, I don't think I could have gone straight to Dallas. No. Out of school. I was just that would have been scary.
No, seriously. So DCC, that was always the goal. You said NFL, but was it specifically Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
Yeah, DCC.
No, I get that. That's always been my goal too. Anyways, so after LA, you moved to Dallas. Was that so scary, just moving sight unseen? Like, did they have to have interest in you at first, or I don't understand how that works.
So I got like recruited
by Simon Cowell.
By this, like I got like a DM. So when I was in college, they kept reaching out, and I was like, kind of teetering, like talked to a couple girls that were on the team that I was friends with. She's like my older sister. I mean, was like in the hospital when I was born. She was a DCC for 3 years. Like, who? Megan Carciopolo. Okay. She was on it when like Cash Kashera was on it in them. And so I like had her, but then I talked to a few girls that were on the team, like currently at that time. And I was like, everyone was always like, you're a soft girl, like I don't know if this would be the best place for you. And I'm like, I don't care, I want to do it. But I told them, I was like, I'm gonna take a year, I'm gonna go to LA, kind of grow up, whatever. So then I did Lakers, and then they reached out again that next like following season, and I only did Lakers a year because I just like knew that's what I ultimately wanted to do. And they reached out and like had a few conversations with them, and yeah, then I went. It was like, at that time, I don't think they were recruiting as much. Yeah. But I definitely, like, I was recruited or scouted in a way.
They knew who you were.
Yeah. And so, yeah, then I moved. I didn't technically move there. They put you in the Gaylord. So I lived in the Gaylord for 2.5 months.
No way. I was going to ask how you get living arrangements or whatever.
So during camp, if you make it to camp, you can either choose the Gaylord.
Wait, sorry, what's before camp?
So you do a video round.
Okay.
And then they make a cut. Then you do a second video round where they teach you a combo like the night before, and you have to submit it by the next night.
Oh my gosh.
And teach you a combo, and you do kicks. And then they say who's going to finals. Or I forget what I think they call it finals. I don't know what's in person.
Okay.
And then you go in person and you do a solo, like a 1.5-minute solo. And then they teach you, or they send you videos before that of like a couple sidelines to learn. So then you do those on the field in like groups of 5, and then you kick.
My heart's like racing.
Yeah, and then they make a big cut from that to who's going to camp. Okay. And so I think finals when my first year, there was like 100 that made it to finals, and then they took like 42 to camp. And so it's a big cut. And then from camp, they give you the option. They're like, you can live in the Gaylord. If you're not from there, live in the Gaylord, or you can live with like an alum. And I just like knew myself. I was like, I need my own space and stuff. Looking back, I would have chose to live like with an alumni, just because you have like, there's no kitchen. The Gaylord is expensive. Like
I was gonna say, who pays for it?
Yeah, they pay for the hotel, but like food and everything, like you have to pay for. Like it's also just like there's no escape, because you like go back and you're like in a hotel room and you're like freaking out, and then like so mentally it
would be such a trip, and that's your whole world. Like
it's your whole you have, especially because if you don't live there, you have no distractions. Like
no friends to go.
Like it's literally like I
wish we were friends back then.
I know. I wish I needed you.
I know.
I need your tips and tricks. But yeah, so you live there for 2.5 months.
And do you get really close with the girls?
You do. Yeah, there was like 3, like not Reese. That wasn't my year. Reese did Gaylord after. Who was there when Sophie Lawfer.
Yes, she's so cute.
She was in the Gaylord with me. Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Who else was there? Yeah, there was a couple of us, but we all have our own room.
Okay,
so
that's good.
You're like,
imagine
Taylor,
if you had a roommate and you're like under the covers crashing out.
That was like me, and it was hard too, because I'm like, I don't have any of my like family here. Like I knew more people going to Dallas than I knew like coming here, but still, like it's just like, I don't know, it's a weird time. So I did that. And that's why, like, I talk about in the documentary, like, how I was, like, not in a good headspace the year before. Like, I wasn't. I became, like, a shell of a human. Like,
so that was the first year you auditioned.
First year, yeah. And definitely, like, even after the first year, like, people were like, she shouldn't have gotten cut, blah, blah. I think I needed a year of, like, training. There were definitely so many things I needed to work on.
Yeah.
And so after I got cut, I was like, okay, I'm giving myself 2 days to be sad, and then it's like, I'm going to move here officially. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to, like, figure my life out. I'm going to start training, and, like, so I really bounced back quick the first cut, because I was, like, motivated, and I was, like, mad. Not mad at them, like, mad at, angry,
I'm the same way as you. Whenever something bad happens, I give myself, like, a second to be, like, really, really down bad, then I'm like, okay, and then get up.
But, like, I can't just sit and wallow, but, like, for 2 days, I, like, didn't leave my, like, apartment, and I just like would cry all day.
But you need that.
Yeah, you have
it's
to.
It's kind of like a breakup. You have to like be really down bad, and then it's like, okay.
And then it's like the glow up happens. Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, time to get skinny time. And so so I did that, and then
after that, I know you're probably about to get to this. You literally got a job. Where'd you live in Dallas?
I lived in like Knox.
Oh, cute.
And like Highland Park, right? Okay. The end of Katy Trail.
Yes.
Right by Chelsea's Corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have friends that live over there.
High rise right there.
Yes.
I loved it. I love that building.
Did you do med sales?
Yes.
Okay, but you originally went to college for nursing?
Yeah, I went to college. Okay, I went to college for nursing. I switched to kinesiology and psych.
Okay.
So I doubled, and then my plan was to go to OT school, and then COVID hit, and so all my internships got nixed, and I was kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. And so then, I went to Dallas, applied at like a ton of like Stryker, the like main ones, and got in with a company that's like a sub of Boston Scientific. And
oh my gosh, I have a lot of their headquarters where I'm from.
Yeah, they're like huge. That was like the ultimate goal, was to end up at Boston.
Yeah,
like I was in like a little like, it was like a company they acquired.
Okay, cool.
But I had a disgusting job.
Yeah. Like, so you were in the trenches, had a hard job for a year while you were training.
While I was training, yeah.
And so was that like in-person trainings every day with actual DCCs? Like what did that look like?
So I joined, there's a lady, she used to be a DCC, Jen Amburn. She has this like Make It Pro prep is like her like thing.
I'm taking notes.
And so
I'm like, okay, what's her name?
Yeah. So I would do Jen on Mondays and Thursdays, and then Cash, because she lived in Dallas, I would do Cash's class on Tuesdays, and then Fridays I would do the DCC prep class, and then every day, or 3 days a week, I had a trainer, Stephanie, who was an old DCC, that I would work out with before work.
Oh
like
my
3 days a week.
gosh.
Yeah, I was
available
like,
for hire?
Yeah,
like
she's
all the
great.
notes?
Like I was like a machine. But it was like, it was so good. But I look back and I'm like, I was in so like autopilot. Like I just had
like
no
blinders.
feelings. Like blinder. Yeah. I was also like in a really bad relationship, so I think like I used that as like a distraction. Like I still think back and I'm like, how did I do that? Like, how was I not dead? But it was good. It was good to like, you feel accomplished. And at least then, like when I went to tryouts, I at least had the mindset of like I did everything I could.
You did everything.
So
the first year you tried out, you didn't feel as prepared. You stayed in Dallas for a year, worked.
Yep.
Your literal butt off. And then you go back to audition, and that's when they're filming the documentary.
Yeah.
Which I have so many questions about. Did you know that it was, like, going to be as big as it was? Like, did they tell you what they were filming for? Like, what'd they say?
So we knew there was, like, talk of there being a show, but we didn't think it was going to get picked up. So they, like, they filmed it all, and we knew that they were the producers of Cheer, and, like, we knew that it was people wanted another like DCC show, but we were all a little like apprehensive just because we didn't want a show like they used to have on CMT.
Yeah,
and
I feel like that's just so outdated.
It's just
in so many ways.
And the first meeting of camp, because they like filmed stuff during like finals and stuff, but you didn't really know, like we all had signed a waiver, but it wasn't like individual stuff like that. And then first day of camp they did a meeting, and Greg like talked to us, and
was that the producer?
Yeah, and he was like, I think reassured a lot of us that he was like, we are here like to make you guys look good. If there's anything like that happens and you don't want it to be like showed, like please let us know. We'll like respect that. They were very, very respectful, and they were like, we want you to be vulnerable with us, and like they were afraid we weren't gonna like let them in. Yeah,
that's so reassuring to hear, because so many reality shows just twist people and make someone the villain, and I don't know.
That's what, and also, but even like I know that we all knew that they did Cheer, and we had like watched Cheer, and we're like, they like, and they, I mean the people on Cheer I think are a little more like not controversial, but they have more things like, and they made all of that look so good, and so that helped us a lot, like trust them. But the whole team was so like amazing and so nice to work with, and like it was you didn't realize they were there a lot of the time, which I mean I've never been on like a TV show, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like act different. I watch it back and I'm like, I did not put a filter on it whatsoever. I'm like in there eating Oreos, like
well, that's what I was wondering, because you just seem like such a natural in there, so I was like, did you know that this was going to be a huge TV show? Because I feel like if I had known that there was cameras on me and it was going to be produced into this big thing, I'd be like, hey guys, welcome back. You know, I'd be so natural.
They made it seem like more like a vlog, like filming, like they were like, just like keep doing that, and you can talk to the camera, you cannot, like you can talk to us. And so I was a little nervous when they came to like my apartment, because I was a little more like
personal.
I spent like the whole morning
cleaning,
like 5 hours cleaning, like literally like scrubbing
wasn't expecting the
floorboards. And so and they were like, we don't want you like in any makeup, like we want your hair like wet, like get fully ready. And I'm like, okay, but like you don't like, I have extensions. So if my hair's wet, like it's not gonna look good.
You're not gonna want to see this.
No, it was really
they cool. Come in like, wait, we didn't mean that.
Yeah, like, but no, they were awesome. And I like, because I mean, again, when I watched it, I was like, I don't know how, because I didn't go to the screening.
Yes.
And they only invited people that were like on the team.
On the team. Okay, ouch.
And so I like watched it with the whole world, and so I was terrified they were gonna like.
I was gonna say my heart would be like.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was afraid they were gonna like twist something, or they like. I mean, I was more so like, Ari, like your mouth is open like that all the time. Like, why? Are you, like, I'm literally like half of the clips about.
No, I always say I have resting confused face.
See, no, I have like dazed and confused.
Yes,
I don't have the resting bitch.
No,
I'm like,
it's not bitch face. It's literally like, what's going on?
I posted a TikTok, and I like talked about that, and I showed clips, and I was like literally my mouth is open all the time, and I'm like, close your mouth. Like,
I'll even see myself in like podcasts. I'm like such like an active like listener. I'm like,
no, my eyes get really big, and I'm like,
not made for TV.
But no, it was good, and so but
Okay, well, I have to bring up like oh my god, I have chills thinking about it. Like the most heartbreaking scene in TV history. That's when I literally like exited out of the show for the very first time, and I followed you, and I was like, oh my god, this is the girl I'm friends with on TikTok. I'm like, it's making more sense, because like when you know someone from social media, but then you actually meet them in real life. Well, that was like me watching you on the documentary. I was like, that's my friend now.
No, we are friends.
No, I've literally since the documentary came out, I'm like, oh, my friend Ari's in Miami now.
No, I literally in my get ready with me, I'm like, she's my friend. Like,
yeah, no, we
haven't met yet, but she's my friend.
No, that's how I feel about everyone. I always say, like, if I'm following someone on social media, like, I know we'd be
friends.
girls. Yeah, we're friends.
It's
no,
good.
But you had literally one of the most heartbreaking scenes. Like, I don't want to make you relive it or anything.
No, it's really okay.
Like, you can talk about it now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into, like, how happy and thriving you are now, so that's why it's, like, not fresh.
Yeah. It's good. Like, I can talk.
It's such butterfly effect, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
No, but when you got called in, did you know something bad was coming? Because I thought you were so secure. I was like, no, they're not making any cuts.
Okay, so backtrack. So the night before, Michelle Keys came in and taught a dance. And that week I had bronchitis and double ear infection. But like you can't tell anybody you're sick. And so I'm like close with her and she helped me like prep a lot. And so she called me Thursday morning and she was like you're in, like tonight's the last night, they're doing the final cuts, like they had nothing but good things to say, like you're good to go, just go tonight.
Can you remind me, is Michelle like the fairy godmother of DCC?
She's just like a choreographer that came in.
Okay.
No, that's Sharpie.
Okay.
Her name's Michelle too, though.
Okay.
But this is the dance. She's like a teeny blonde.
Okay.
And
so
yeah, just like she's like
Your
literally
twin.
yeah. I think she's like 5 foot. She was a DCC. Like she's tiny, and she's like you killed it. Like just go tonight. Like dance your best. Like be confident. Blah, blah. I know. And I was like, she's like, I know you don't feel good, but like just push through one more day. And I'm like, okay. So we go, and I'm like taking like Dayquil, all this stuff, and nobody, like literally no one knew I was sick, and I was just using my inhaler more, but like I didn't think anything. And so yeah, we go, and that was the first time Charlotte came to our practice, and we're doing it like all of our sidelines in groups. And the crazy thing is, the year before, I like had gotten, like people had told me, they're like, Charlotte like loves you, like she loves like a pretty fit, like she would always say like, you look so pretty on the big screen, like that was her like thing she would say to me. And so at that point my head is, I was like, oh, this is good for me, like she's here, like blah blah. And so we dance, whatever, I like danced good, didn't mess up anything. And then they went to deliberate, and we go in like the 4 corners with our groups and our lines and our running stuff, and I just like had this like pit in my stomach, and I think I told Klein, because Klein was next to me, and I was like, I love her. I was like, I'm so anxious. Like, I have, like something's wrong, like, blah, blah. And she was like, no, it's because this is the day you got cut last year. Like, I got cut, like, the night of last year. And she's like, you're fine. Like, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And I, like, was, like, literally dancing and, like, praying. I was like, God, like, please just, like, because I don't know why I felt so, like nothing happened. And
isn't it insane in your gut? Okay.
Oh, you just, like, no. And so they call us in, and they're like, okay, we need to talk to Ari and Charlie. And I mean, my stomach dropped, and I like started like crying immediately. And everyone was like, they just like, it's probably for the dramatics, because like this, you're like the comeback, it's probably for that. Or it might be because you're sick. Like, and they found out you were sick and want to see if like you're okay, because I was using my inhaler a lot that Thursday. And everyone was like, it's fine. Like, calm down. And at this point, we thought they were taking 37. And so...
Oh, 37 girls.
Yeah, 37 girls. And so we sit down, and I, like, walking in with Haley. And Haley's like, it's okay. Like, it's going to be fine. And I was, like, freaking out. But there was, like, still, like, in my head, I was like, okay, like, they haven't said anything to me all camp. Like, I'm making this up in my head. Like, I'm being dramatic. They probably just want to know if I'm sick or whatever.
Because you automatically go to worst case.
Yes.
But then you're like, no,
but I'm like, no, it can't be. Like, I literally, like, got, like, no feedback. Like, it was, like, I was, like, sailing through camp. Like, it was really, like, and so that, and they, like, my cut was, like, an hour and a half. I mean, obviously, you only saw, like, a little bit. And to be honest, like, I kind of blocked. Like, I don't really remember a lot of it. But I remember...
Were they filming the whole thing?
Yeah. I remember them saying, like, Kelly and Judy were crying.
Oh.
And they were like, we don't want to do this.
You can tell they love you so much.
They were like crying. And Judy said something of, like, you just look really small in the field. And I was like, my height? Like, I was like, I hit all my yards. And she's like, I know, you just look small. And I was like, well, put me in the, like, give me the put me in the uniforms, the long sleeves, put me in boots, like, I'll put insoles in my, like, But, I mean, when you're in there, like, I like, I don't know. And so it ended, and Sharpie, thank God, I, like, needed her, walked me back.
You could just tell how comforting she was.
She is like the best person ever. But I walked back in the locker room, and this is the only thing I wish they would have shown was like walk back in the locker room, and like it was like an uproar in the locker room. Like everyone was sobbing because it was just like it's not like an unspoken rule, but it's also like they don't bring back girls to camp that long, like if they're not gonna make the team.
So shocked.
Yeah, and I don't know, and so we were in there like. I mean, everyone was like crying. Haley, which is Charlotte's daughter, was sobbing. Like, and so it was just, it was hard. And then
I'm forgetting they didn't show that.
Yeah, no, they didn't show any of like. I wish they would have shown the locker room, but they didn't show any of that. And yeah, so we come back, and then Greg pulls me aside, the producer, and he's like, I just hope you know, like, America's gonna, like, love you or something. And I'm like, I don't care right now. Like, this is not, like...
You're like, I want Kelly and Judy to love me.
Like, thank you so much, but, like, I don't care. Like, I have, like, mascara running, and I'm like...
He's like, this is great cinema.
He's like, this is amazing. We did our job. Yay! And I'm like, oh, my gosh. But, no, I, like, hugged him, and then he ended up texting me, like, a week later and was like... everyone's gonna love you. And I'm like, I still don't care. Like, I didn't do this for a TV show.
Like, I don't want them to love me. I want no, but they do love me.
And so no, it was like, but honestly, I had with this time around, like it was a different feeling. Like I was upset, but I also just had this like, I just felt like God literally picked me up and removed me from a situation. Like, I mean, if they would have told me like. The way your pinky finger moves when you dance, I would have been like, okay, I'll work on that all year. If they would have said, like, we don't like your eye color, I would have said, okay, I'll wear contacts. Like, literally God gave me the one reason, like, one thing I can't change. But I didn't know for sure if it was my height. Like, all she said was you look tiny on the field. So, like, I spent the whole next year, like, in my head constantly
like, stand up tall.
Being like... and I asked them straight up, I was like, is it a personality did something, because I didn't know if like they care so much about character. So I was like, I need to know if something happened, like my character, like did someone say anything like I want, and they were like, absolutely not. Like everyone like,
was there a part of you that thought they were just saying your height?
Yeah. I thought that they were like using that as a cop. I didn't know because they couldn't. I'm like, they could not give me a reason, and I asked them like, should I come back? I was like, I don't really know if they're like what I can like fix, but like should I try again next year? And they like told me like, as much as we would love to have you, like it's just something you can't control. And so at that moment I like was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, it was like yeah, it like helped me kind of be like, okay, this chapter's closed. God does not clearly want me here. And even like comparing like my experience of auditions going through that compared to Dolphins, like I should have listened to my gut. Like I was anxious. I was not well, but I think it's also because I wanted it so bad that you put so much pressure, and it was something my whole life that I was like, this is my moment.
It's this or nothing.
Yeah.
No, I always say, like, I've experienced some feelings where it's like such a deep gut feeling of something being wrong and your body's so anxious. And my friend Kenzie told me, she was like, if it's not from God, then it's, or if it's not peace, then it's not from God. And like, there's been so many times where I've tried to ignore it.
Ignored
it. Just try to push through. I'm like, no, like, this is what I'm going to do. And it's like, you literally cannot ignore that gut.
No. Even my friend, she went to the DCC clinic and she was like deciding like between Dolphins and Cowboys, and I like gave her like not a biased opinion of like either, and I like basically gave her the pros and cons of both. She called me after the clinic and she was like, I had a pit in my stomach the entire weekend. I was so anxious. I threw up. I danced horribly because I was so scared, and I was like, do not ignore that like I did, because that's exactly how I felt. And that doesn't mean that like it's a bad environment. No. Like it could be perfect for someone else. And I mean, I've seen it. Like a lot of those girls are my best friends still, and like they are living, and I'm like so happy for them. But they didn't experience any of that like anxiety or whatever.
It's so case by case. This is such a small scale example. Again, me trying to make it about myself. No, but I went to San Diego State my freshman year of college, and that's like so many people's dream, and like being by the water and all of that. And I had such a deep like anxious gut feeling. I'm like, I talk so badly about SDSU.
You knew.
I'm not as gracious as you.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like, no, I know I need to get out of here. No, but how you dealt with them telling you no was so gracious and so, I don't know. I feel like I would have just been like, not petty, but like instantly like, okay, then why'd you bring me here? Like, you wasted my time. No, but you were so gracious. And what'd you say? I think you're like, I think it'll all make sense. Like, God,
I was like, God has a
better plan.
God has another plan for me or something. And like, I am, like, I'm so grateful it happened. I have no regrets ever of like trying it out, and I do think like, I mean, especially just like life has thrown me a lot of random curveballs, and like I've made 180s like overnight and then had to like deal with it, and I always like trust that he just kind of leads you even when it's like stuff that you don't want to hear. But no, they were, I mean, because I felt bad for them because they were so emotional trying to, like, I could never do what they did.
Oh, no.
And ever. And it even gets harder. And I do think over the years, Kelly and Judy have definitely, like, become more
soft.
Soft. They're, like, softer people, I think. Mm-hmm. And so it's not so, like, cutthroat. Mm-hmm. And I think also, too, they, like, recognize that, like, you moved here, like, you trained all year. Like, we see that. We saw that. Like, it's just something that's out of your control. And so that also, them saying that, I was like, okay, it's just not meant to be. And they gave me this good experience, but peace. See you later, Dallas. Sorry.
But you're still good friends with them.
Yeah.
I see them like comment on
the
your
girls
TikToks
are like
and everything.
the greatest girls ever. Like, I could not be more. And that's what I would go through all that a million times if it meant I got to meet all of them. And that was what was so special about that team, is just like, it's a different dynamic, I think. Not saying Kelly and Judy are enemies, but you have more of a common enemy.
It's like a trauma bond?
Yeah, you trauma bond. And so the girls, like, that group is so close, and like they're your like lifeline, especially like the rookies going through camp. They are the most helpful, the nice, like, never ever had a mean girl, like the nicest, most genuine, most beautiful people on the inside and out. And I tell everyone that. I'm like, so I would go through all that if it meant I got to meet all of them.
I love that.
But they're the best people ever.
When I started my whole DCC bit on TikTok, I was like, they are going to send me a cease and desist. Because just for reference, like, I've been doing these like fake stories for so long, and the DCC one was just the one that, resonated. Yeah. And I really wrote out. But I was like, these Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are going to think I'm actually psycho. And the first ones, I was at a chart event in Dallas, and it was like Klein, Ellie, Darian, all of them. They came up to me and they're like, are you a DCC? And I was like, yes. And they're like, we're actually DCCs. I was like, no, stop. But from that moment, like, they're always so like, funny. They get it.
They're so funny. They're real people. Like, they're like, it's a really special, like, I don't even know, but it is probably like a trauma bond. Yeah. If you like, unless you go through it. And I never I wasn't on the team, so I only went through the camp side of it 2 years. But like, you just like really bond because nobody else knows.
Yeah, no one.
What.
It's like us being tiny. No one else gets it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, such a flex that you're too small to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. But onto the good stuff. You literally seem like you're so happy and so thriving right now. Just like everything feels like it's coming together, and it's genuinely the butterfly effect. Like if you didn't go through that, you wouldn't have moved to Miami.
Exactly.
So how'd you pick Miami?
So that's also a crazy story, and that's just like God saying all this. So I had told Cash, who's the Miami coach. She wasn't the Miami coach, like, when I got cut. She was still in Dallas. And I had gone with her to Vegas to assist her at this, like, dance intensive thing. And we were, like, sitting kind of talking about, like, what I should do. And she was like, I was like, I can't do Cowboys again. I'm not trying out for that again. But I don't want to be done dancing. And I was like, but I've always wanted to live in Miami. Like, ever since I was, like, 15. When Iggy Azalea came out with that song, 16 in the Middle of Miami, I was like, I am moving to Miami. My parents are like, you've never been. It is across the country. Like, what is the desire to live there? I'm like, I'm moving. I'm going to live in Miami. And still had never been. And so Cash was, like, laughing, whatever. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll do Raiders. Like, that's close to home.
Where is
Vegas, in Vegas, which is like
I know a lot.
Gross, which is also gross. Yeah. Like but I was like, but I don't want to live in Vegas. Like that sounds disgusting. And so about like a month later, after us like having this whole conversation about Miami, I get a call and she's like, can I come over? I need to tell you something. comes over. She got offered the director position at Dolphins.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. Like, I'm going to Dolphins. So this was like in September, October time. My lease ended in Dallas in January. So I moved. 2024? Of 20, yes.
Okay.
And so I moved back to San Diego just for like 3 months. And so moving back to San Diego, my mom's like, okay, like I know you're on this like Miami thing, but like you've been so far from home. Like just look at Raiders. Like just go and look. And so I was like, okay. And I am like a very big people pleaser. And so my mom, bless her heart, like does it all out of love, but she really, really wanted me to like Raiders because she wanted. It's like a 4-hour drive, so close. And I was just like, I don't know, Mom. Like, I don't want to live in Vegas. She's like, well, you would live in Henderson. Like, it would be nice. You can come home every weekend.
She's like romanticizing
She's like, you can come home every weekend. I'm like, okay.
She's like, you can live in the Bellagio.
Yeah. And so I would like go out to Raiders and take like prep classes, and but it was. At this point, I didn't know if it was just because I had been so traumatized from Cowboys that I had, like, performance anxiety or if it was, like, the environment. But I would go, and I would, like, before I would dance, like, literally my, like, Apple Watch would be like, your heart rate's at 140. And before I would even dance, because I was so, like – and I also, like, when I got there, like, they were like, oh, she was trying out for Cowboys. Because the show hadn't come out yet. So it was, like – it just, like, wasn't a good environment. But I was, like, trying to convince myself I really liked it because I wanted my parents – to like be happy that I was close, and I also wanted to be close to home. And so then basically comes around audition time, I submit my first round video for Raiders, get a call from the coach there because I had like talked to her a lot, like basically saying she wasn't at that position anymore, and was like, I think you should like look at other teams. And I was like, what? Okay, like, I don't know. So, hang up. I'm, like, freaking out. I'm like, maybe this is just, like, maybe God is telling me to give it up. Like, maybe I should be doing.
See, I'm not very resilient. Yes. I'd be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I'd be like, maybe
hanging up the ballet flats.
I should just, like, give it up. And my dad, my dad is not a dance dad. My dad has always been someone, like, because all my friends growing up were, like, homeschooled. Like, they would, like, my dad was like, no, you will go to private Catholic school. You will get an education. Like, he looks me in the eye, and, like, he's like, you are not giving up on this. We have spent way too much time, way too much money. You are going to be an NFL. He's
like, we can't back down.
Okay, like.
Is your dad's name Scott?
Scott, yeah.
Oh, same.
Scotty. Wait, really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very popular name.
Yeah.
Like, that.
That's such a Scott move.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm like, okay, Dad. My mom's like, I think this is God telling you to hang it up. Which my mom is like dance mom.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, no. So I like I was like staying in the guest house. I go into the guest house and I'm like, I need a clear sign, like blah, 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 of like where I'm supposed to go. And I like get an email being like, basically saying like my file for my video submission, they could not like download it. I need to resubmit everything within like 2 hours. But like all
for Dolphins?
For Raiders.
Okay.
And I was like, at that point, I was just like, okay, that was my clear. I had the Bible open. I was like, that was my clear sign. Like, I'm crying right now. I don't know. I'm like, I'm not going to refill.
Bible shut.
Yeah,
like, we're good.
I slammed it. And I called Cash and I was like, okay, I'm coming. And the second I said I'm coming to Miami, I had this like, I don't want people to think I'm like making this up, but like literally sense of like calm. Like I was like, and I was so excited. Like
yes.
I was not nervous. I was just like so excited. And I was like, I'm moving to Miami. And my parents were like, you've still never been. And I'm like, I'm moving to Miami. And so, the first time I ever came out here was for tryouts and moved out here knowing one person, my coach. So we can't like hang out like besties. And no, it has seriously been, like, I've never felt, like, more me in a city. Like, I'm, like, a chameleon. Like, I'm really good at, like, adapting.
Same.
To, like, situations. But, like, that's not probably, like, and it's not, like, me being fake. I just, like, can kind of conform. I'm, like, a Gemini.
You just adjust fast.
Yeah, I adjust. Yeah. I'm, like, and so, but this was the first city and, like, first place that I was, like, I am fully myself. Yeah. Like, this is the happiest I've ever been. It's sunny out every day. Like, no one wears clothes. I, like, can walk out in a bra top and, like, shorts. And, like, nobody questions it. Like, and so.
Wait, was the tryout process, like, way shorter than DCC?
It was still, like, 2 months.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't know if it was just, like, a one singular tryout.
No, we did prelims and semis. And then you have boot camp. And then you do finals. So, you do a solo and, like, opening number. all that, and then training camp was 3.5 weeks. Okay. So training camp is shorter, which it doesn't need to be longer. It doesn't need to be 2 months long. Like,
that's like excessive. Almost.
Yeah, and no, it was like perfect time. And the day that Dolphins was announced was the day the Netflix show came out.
No way.
And so I had
I have like chills again.
Yeah, no, it was like and Cash had nobody when they picked that day, like nobody knew what day the show was coming out. And so I had I was staying in an Airbnb. It came out like 12, I think it was like 12 Pacific time, so it was like midnight, 3 a.m. here. And I was like in my Airbnb. My TV wasn't working. So the second it hit 3, I was on my phone laying in bed, like literally this close.
Like me on the airplane.
I watched episode 4 first because I knew that was my episode. Watched that, and then my mom was like, go to sleep. And I'm like, no, like I can't wait till tomorrow. Like I'm not going to be able to sleep. Watch episode 4, then I watched the first 3. And then I was like, okay, after that, like, I'm not in it. I don't need to watch it. And so I went to sleep at like 8 a.m. that day because I watched all the episodes. Yeah. And then that night, we walked into the stadium and they had like on the big screen, like, congratulations, you made the team. And so I was an emotional wreck the whole day. Like I was like sobbing the whole day. I just couldn't. But it was like so like God literally like so many things had to happen for me to get here. And it was like everything I was just like, okay, like.
It's so crazy because you can try to manipulate it so much, but it's like, no, it's going to happen how it's supposed to.
Yeah, it really, like, and that's what I, like, say, even, like, when I thought I was going to Raiders, he's like, nope.
Literally get to Miami.
Yeah. And I always, like, would joke, I'm like, maybe my husband's in Miami, probably, and I would be like, probably not, and then I found my DJ boyfriend. So
no,
like,
we'll get it.
We'll get into him.
Yeah, seriously. No, your hard launch for making the team for Miami Dolphins was so... unreal. Oh my God, I remember. I can like still see it so vividly. You guys need to look at her pinned videos. Like imagine that coming out after the documentary. I want to go back and repost that right now.
I like literally did it it took me like so long that I'm not good at like editing videos. That video, it was like 6.5 hours of like hearing that song in my head coming over and over, and I just like kept adjusting. No, it took so long, but I always had this like, I mean, for 2 years I wanted to make a team, so I had this vision of like when I make Cowboys, I'm gonna make something like this. And it was to like, I wanted to do it to some like sappy country song. Yeah. And then when I came here, I was like, no. We're doing Rihanna.
No.
Boom, boom.
I'm going to make it an insane teaser for this podcast. Yeah. Like that is going to be included. It's going to be like,
It's so dramatic. I watched it the other day and I was like, this is so drama.
Okay, but I am the most dramatic person on earth. And like, I will do that for any little thing that I do in my life. Yeah. So if you're making an NFL team, like I would sure hope that you made that video.
It was like, Cash was like, we need to hire you to do our like, hype videos. I'm like, no, this was like a one and done. I can't do it anymore.
I am not available for hire. This is a one-time thing. Wait, did you post that the day that you found out? Was that like your official hard announcement?
No, my official hard announcement was like, watch me go from crying from one team to the other one. And then I posted on Instagram like slides. Okay. And then I posted that after Media Day. Okay. That one after Media Day. And it took like forever to make, but the one I posted the day I made the team was like a collage of me crying on Cowboys and then me crying again. I just cry a lot. So,
no, I love the drama.
Like I also like,
it's also not dramatic at all.
I did not realize I am like such a sad crier. Like I'm like, no wonder like if I cry in front of my boyfriend, like any boyfriends, they always are like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like I have really sad cry face.
I'm not gonna lie, like seeing you cry in the documentary made me cry.
Yeah, and like my sister texted me after, and she's like, yeah, we've always said you had an ugly cry face, and I was like, okay. It is kind of ugly, but it's like sad.
No, you're a pretty crier. It's really you have such pretty eyes and eyelashes, so like
it's like this. I like to make this like.
Okay, Kim.
I look like Kim, like when she lost her earring. But
no, so sweet. No, but wait. Also, this is such a random niche question. After the documentary came out, did you like slowly see like the followers just like trickling in?
Yeah, it was okay. So there was like a combination of a lot. That month of June last year was like a lot. I almost like chucked my phone, and I'm like so good, but almost chucked because I was like not used to like. I don't know how Alex Earl does it.
Fame is really hard.
And like, it like wasn't even.
Come to me for advice. Yeah.
But I had like going into it like 60K on TikTok. Like, but like it was like not really. It was just like one video had blown up or something like that. And I had like posted as a joke the whole like Kendall Washington. The Love Island thing.
Oh my god, we haven't gotten into that.
We can talk about him. But
oh my god.
He talked about me on the Vile Files. So like
this is the new Vile Files.
But so I posted that like Love Island TikTok literally as a joke for like my friends to be like, ha ha ha. It blew up. So then that blew up, and then the show happened like a week later, and then it was my birthday. So like not like but your birthday you're still getting a lot of like annoying texts. Not annoying, but like you're like and then people started making the connection of like, oh my gosh, this is like, because the two reality shows at the time were like Cowboys and Love Island. And they're like, oh my gosh, this girl from Love Island is like crossed the crossover with Love Island and Cowboys. And this poor girl I saw one TikTok. I was like, this poor girl had the worst summer of her life. She got cut from the Cowboys. She got dumped by Kendall. And then I looked in her highlights and her dog died. And I was like, yeah, it was the worst summer of my life.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Like my dog, my sweet dog. Stop.
Thanks for bringing her.
It was like really like, but so then that all happened. And then it was like, it was funny. Like, I like, because then people kept asking about Kendall, and I was like, I'm not. Then, they thought it was Hakeem. They thought I was dating Hakeem because my ex-boyfriend looks like Hakeem. Yeah. And so they stalked my mom's Instagram, and they found a picture of, like, us as a family with my, like, ex-boyfriend in it. And then they were like, no, it's Kendall for sure. No, it's, like, so-and-so. She confirmed it's Kendall. It's, like, I was just, like, they're like, no, look at Nicole. Nicole looks just like Ari. Stop. It's Kendall. And I was like,
wait, okay, I am so, I wasn't. I wish I was a part of the Love Island movement, but it was just like, unfortunately, I got too late, and that's one of the shows that I feel like I had to be watching it with everyone else last summer. That's why I'm like so adamant on like getting on board with TV shows now, because I'm like, I need to be a part of the conversation. You get really bad FOMO. Yes. Yeah. Kendall's the one from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys.
Oh, you probably have seen it. Like if you go to Lounge 31, if you go like Lounge 31, Monkey Bar, any of those places, he's there. He's there every. Like,
no, I'm so scared. That is insane. I was actually talking to you the other day, and I saw that Love Island TikTok. I'm like, wait, like I said, you've lived so many lives. The fact that I forgot that little aspect. So you actually,
it's like a really funny. Okay, we didn't like.
Sorry, not me saying like you guys actually dated. No matter what, it's traumatic.
Yeah. We like didn't the whole thing.
It's so traumatic.
We didn't like. So long story short, he went to college with my sister.
Yeah.
Went to TCU. He's from San Diego.
Okay.
And. So
That's right. He went to TCU.
Mm-hmm.
I should know my alma maters.
Yeah, he like knew my sister really well and stuff, and so I had just, like I said, my last boyfriend was really like traumatic. It was like I was like not. He was really bad. Anywho, we break up. We had been like rocky for like 2 months. Like often, I would like be like, we need to be done, and he would like not let it happen and stuff. And so anyway, we break up officially, and I like download Raya. First person that comes up is Kendall, and I'm like, oh my god, Lexi, haha, look, it's Kendall. Because Kendall, like in college, was like the best friend. Like he was like not hot. Like he like glue like.
Is he older?
Yeah, he's 28, 29. He got a lot more attractive after college. Like he had a glow up. Everyone like says it, and so I like him, and we go on a date that Friday. And then, for like 3-4 months, we, like, talked, hung out every day, hung out every weekend.
That's
like,
full-on dating to me.
It was, like, there was no, like, label, but it was, like, we were, like, exclusive, just us. It was, and he goes to L.A. for the weekend to visit his family. His family does live there, so it's not, like, a complete lie. And he, like, ghosted me did not talk to me the whole weekend. And that man used to, like, blow my phone up.
Yeah.
Like, and so then I'm also, like, the first, like, situationship after a relationship is always going to be traumatizing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just, you're going to, like probably, like, I don't know. And so and also, like, at this time, like, I know all of his friends. They were threatening Kendall because they're all my sister's friends, threatening him, like, you do not hurt her. Like, he knew that, like, people were out to get him if he did. Like, he was very, like, aware. And he said that. He's like, I want to do this if whatever. So he comes back from Love Island, and he, like, he's like, from LA. Yeah, comes out from LA. He's like, I need to come over and talk to you. And I kind of knew something was up. Comes over. He, like, cries on my couch. And I'm like, Kendall, what is going on? Like, what's wrong? Tell me. Like, and he's like, I can't do this. Like, I'm just, like, this is not good. Like, I just can't do this. I can't tell you why, but I can't do this. I can't. And, like, just kept saying. And I was like, give me, like, okay. Like, are you okay, though? Like,
Am I too short?
Yeah, no, and I go, Kendall, like, I'm not trying to date you. Like, we don't need to date. Like, I literally just got out of a relationship. Like,
you good?
Like, the first time he came over, like, to pick me up, I had like blank picture frames on my walls because I'd just taken the photos out of my ex. Like I was not trying to date like more than, I don't know, I wasn't pressuring anything. And he's like, I can't tell you why, blah blah. And I'm like, okay, like, and he's like, it's just like something with like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, okay. So I like shoo him out of my apartment.
You're like, please calm down, leave. Go.
I look out the peephole. He's like standing outside the elevator, hands on knees, crying. And I'm like,
Ari, stop.
I'm like, Kendall, get in here.
Theatrics.
Like, get in. What is wrong with you? And
he's like auditioning for TV right then and there.
He's like, the cameras are there. They're like, Kendall breaks up with his. And so he like is all sad, and I'm like, it's fine, Kendall. Like, it's like, what?
You're good.
But more so, like, what's wrong?
Like, what did
I was
you do?
confused. Like, what? Like, even if like he like we weren't quote unquote like boyfriend girlfriend. So if he like hooked up with someone in LA, okay, like I wouldn't want to hear about it. But it's not.
What did
like,
he do?
He basically found out, like, I'm 99.9% sure he met with producers that weekend, and they gave him like the green light of he's on the show, and he knew like we were in probably the direction of like if we kept this any longer, like we would probably date. I don't know, but yeah, it was like, and even like his like all his best friends were like, what? Like, you were in love with her like a week ago. Yeah. Like you like, it was like so weird. And then like neither of us are like confrontational people, but like every time we would go out, we would like yell at each other. Like it was like he'd be like, why are you here? And I'd be like, these are my friends. Like it was so stupid. And yeah, and so then like before I moved back to LA, I had like, he's like a really big Laker fan, like basketball fan, and I had like all these like signed jerseys, and honestly like I obviously kept the LeBron ones, but I'm like, I don't know who this player is, and he like liked this player, and I was like cleaning it out, and so I like more so wanted to just like patch and like make peace before I left. Yeah. And so I like texted him, and he's like, yeah, that would like bring, like, that'd be so nice. That's so nice. Bring him. So I bring him over. We had like a really long conversation. He was just like, it was like a good conversation, and then I left, and then he texted me like a week before the Love Island came out of like, I'm so happy, because I'd asked, he has friends that live in Miami. I'd like texted him being like, where should I live? And he like gave me like a good rundown of where to go, and then he texted me and was like, congrats on, or something about like Dolphins or something, I don't know. And then the Love Island came out the next week, and I was like, oh, it all makes
it's coming
sense.
Together.
It all makes, and even like some of his like guy friends were like, yeah. Like that's, but
I was gonna say, did you notice when he like disappeared and went to film for a while, but you guys weren't talking?
Yeah, and I wasn't in Dallas. Yeah, and so but like definitely people, he is like the mayor of Dallas. Like he's out every weekend.
I was gonna say, now that I think about it, I went to watch a TCU game somewhere, and this was right after the summer, and so he was there, and like there was a whole swarm. Yeah, no, he insane.
Like that popularity, and honestly, like, he does have a great personality. He's a great TV personality. Like, he's such a charmer. Yeah. He's like the face that, like, he's so charismatic, and like, I mean, I like wish him nothing but the best. And like, he really did like great on. I mean, it was hard for me to watch, but like great on. More so hard because I was just like, ugh. Like, why are you saying
I think about
that?
Like seeing anyone that I would know on that.
Yeah, and like I don't even know if like I had like real feelings for him. I think it was just like a good. I needed him to like. I needed a little rebound. I needed a little like to come back from what was happening before. But like
he was your gap year.
Yeah, he's a good person. Like he really is. No, and he means well. And like he.
Well, now I have a new friend in Dallas.
Yeah, honestly, if you meet him, be like, guess who I am on my podcast?
I'll have him next.
Be like, I'm the next Vile Files.
Kendall, like, come on and tell your side.
No, he said something like, I don't even know what he said on the podcast. He's like, it wasn't even a big deal. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so annoying.
You have so much lore. Like, no, but I was watching your TikTok last night about like all the guys that you've been with or had situationships in the past, and now you're with an actual angel. Yes. And you said that you've tried to like not run, but like you were almost trying to like sabotage it because like it's too good to be true. I fully
tried to sabotage it multiple times.
Hold on, let me like give some promo to your TikTok, guys. Like, go watch her Get Ready With Me, where she's explaining. I'm literally posting this next week, so it'll be recent on your
I'm in like blue pajamas.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell the story on it here, but it was a very similar thing. She like asked God for a sign if her current boyfriend was the one she was supposed to be with, and he just sounds like the biggest sweetie ever. We were talking about him before, and like you guys together just makes so much sense, and you're so funny because when I was texting you about recording this, you were like, oh well, this sounds so Miami, but my boyfriend has a DJ set, so I can't. But I mean, you can talk about him. Like he just seems like the literal best, and you guys just seem like the little power couple influencer.
He's just like Okay, so going into it, I mean, obviously, like, I mean, you hear on TikTok, it's like, men used to go to war and other DJs. Like, there's, like, not a good connotation.
Like, hey, Mom,
I'm dating a DJ. Like, my parents were like, what? Like, okay. And so, yeah, so I, like, basically matched with another guy on Raya. He sent me, like, he's like, come to, my friend's DJing tonight. Come to his set. This is in June. He, like, sends me, I get the free ticket. And then Ben was, like, going through who got his tickets. I mean, and there was like 1,500 people that got tickets. Yeah. Like, there was a lot, and he's like, and I like found you. And so he's like, so then Ben DM'd me and was like, are you coming tonight? And I was like, yeah, I guess, like, maybe. And again, I hate house music. So at this point, too, I was like, not just like, oh, I don't listen to it. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I want to listen to Tyga. Like, yes. I don't want to listen. So, but I was like, yeah, maybe. And he's like, okay, I'm like having people over before, like you should, can you come and we'll go together? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come. I didn't go. Also, like, never met the guy that sent me the link, but props to you. Thank you.
I was gonna say, where's he at now, King?
But I ended up going to see Tyga that night because I was like, I want to see Tyga. And me and my friend went. And so then he, like, DM'd me a couple times, like, throughout the whole summer. And it would be, like, things like, hey, I'm playing here tonight, like, can you come? It was never like, come. It was like, can you please come? Yeah. And I'm like,
can you please
are you begging me to, like, and now knowing him, it makes sense. And then he'd be like, do you want to do wholesome activities around Brickell? Like, do you want to go on, like, a margarita tour? Like, and then he'd be like, do you want to go to a sunset boat ride? Like, he asked, sweet boy asked a lot. And it wasn't like I was like, oh, he's not attractive. It was more so I was just like, he's not my type, like, at all. And now I, like,
it's always those ones that shock you.
Think he's, like, the best thing ever. But, yeah, he's not my type at all. Yeah. And I also was just like, he's a DJ. Like, his whole Instagram is, now I know every girl that's surrounded because it's, like, all his best friends. But, like, at that point, I'm like, he's surrounded by girls. Like, this is just, like, I don't want to get into, I'm trying to, like, choose peace.
Yeah.
I moved to Miami trying to be peace. And so then it comes around October. We were going to go to, like, this other guy had, like, friends in town and asked me and my friends to go to dinner with him. And we were like, it'll be fun, but, like, I don't know if I really. And then Ben DMs me, and he's like, do you want to come to dinner? And I was like, well, I'm with my friends, so, like, they have to come, too.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, we can't, like, just. Or he's like, do you want to go on a date with me tonight? And I'm like, well, I'm with my friends, so, like, they have to come. Basically, yeah, makes a reservation. We all go. It was, like, the best weekend ever. He is, like, the opposite of everything I ever thought he would be in, like, the best way possible.
Wait, I love that because, like, right off the bat, he was, like, immersing himself in your life.
Yes.
It wasn't just, like, he
and that was something that made me, like, really like him, was, like, how much he took care of my friends and, like, how he, like, would sit my friends down and, like, literally ask me, like, okay, where are you from? Like, he's so intentional. And, like, that's why he had his birthday party at Komodo, like, a couple weeks ago. He did, and then he played upstairs. And he's like, I'm only, like, inviting my close friends. Like, he's, like, sends out the, like, posh link. Only inviting my close friends. I'm like, okay, how many are you at? 350. And he goes, I know. He knew every single person. Like,
Stop.
Had a personal, like, and I was like,
how do you have
350 friends? Like, I have, like, 8, and I get overwhelmed.
If we get to a wedding, that one's going to be insane.
Yeah, no, I'm like, but he really, like, and, like, also throughout all this, he, like, I've met so many good people. Like, he has the biggest friend group ever. And they're all just, like, great people. And I've not heard a single person say, like, one bad thing about him. And even, like, he's, like, on good terms with all of his exes. And at first I was like, oh, that's weird. But now I'm like,
he's the one
that, like, broke up with them technically. But, like, they all speak so highly of him. And, like, not, like, a weird way. But I'm like, that just shows
like,
he did
it. He is the best.
In a good way. Yeah. Those I'm like. But it's, like, it's more so, like, I'm like, he didn't do. Like, my last ex, like, I don't have any nice thing to say. And, like, I'm a nice person, but, like, he's never done anyone wrong. And no, he's just,
I always say good people find good people.
Yeah.
He seems like a good person.
I say he has lucky boy syndrome. Yeah. Because he just, like, has good karma and, like, it just, but no, he's, like, the most positive person. Sometimes I'm like, can you just let me, like, rant and be, like, negative for a second, please? And, like, he's like, okay. And, like, and then he'll sit there, and I'm like, he's like, are you done? And I'm like, he's like, okay, but, like, now look at, the sun is shining, let's go on a walk. And I'm like, shut up.
He's like, we're in Miami.
Yeah, and literally, but he's, like, the girl, and I'm, like, he's like, let's have a check-in. Like, how am I doing as a boyfriend? I'm like, you're doing great, sweetie. Like, you're doing amazing. It would be like, let's have a deep conversation. I'm like, I don't.
You're like, I don't want to
never
know.
watch TV and not think, but no, it's good
on.
for my communication.
It's sounds so healing
yes,
too.
It's
you
very
probably haven't experienced that in a second.
And he's I'm not in fight or flight at all anymore. But no,
your nervous system is now.
I'm
reached
level.
homeostasis.
Yeah. He's just and you would think his job is crazy, and I mean he hasn't had a girlfriend since he's done this, but he handles it so, he's so good at I mean there are some crazy girls, but I'm also pretty not jealous. We had to figure it out for sure, and that's why it kind of took so long for us to get to this point. But the second we started dating, it was
oh.
But moral of the story. Go for the nice boy and the boy that never confuses you, because in the last 8 months I've never one day been confused on how he feels, and I've been confused on how I feel so many times, but he has never.
I literally used to not be able to comprehend that when he likes you, you'll know. I was like, no.
And it's true.
Yeah, and then I experienced it. I was like, oh wait, you do know.
It's also it's so easy.
Yeah.
I would try to pick fights about it, and he's that doesn't exist.
No,
you're making it up. But he is so emotionally aware. He recognizes that, and he's it's okay. I'm not leaving. No, he's such a short king. I love him.
I'm not
he's
trying
not
to
that
brag.
short, but
well, that works for you.
He's petite.
See, as a 5'7" girly, I have to go a little higher.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not trying to brag, but Ari did invite me to his DJ set, but I'm leaving tonight at 7
I know,
p.m.
I'm really sad.
And I was like, because here's the thing.
It would have been you had a typical Miami day.
I know, and I'm just kind of intimidated by the whole Miami scene just because I don't have any friends here, because I wouldn't know who to go with. So I'm going to come back, and I want to have a Miami day.
And Ben will literally introduce you to everyone, and will be your best
my sensei
friend forever. He just
he sounds like I wish he was
he's
here.
He's such for his birthday weekend, my best friend was here 3 weeks before, and she left, and I cried. I was so sad because she's my childhood best friend, lives in New York, and he surprised me, flew her out for his birthday.
Stop. And for his birthday.
Yeah, we went to We Belong Here, the festival, and
wait, that's so crazy. The alcohol brand I work for was a sponsor there.
Really?
And I saw your post after because I'd never heard about it before, but I wish I had known.
It's so fun.
I think
they might be going to Dallas.
Okay, please.
I mean, it's house music.
Yeah.
But it's a little more sing along. It's less ultra. That's
yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
Ultra's
I could do that. I could ease my way in.
It's you would like it. You can dance.
Okay, perfect. Around. Well, I'm always down for a little dance.
I know. I really wish
we could have a little dance
to leave
off
tonight.
I'm so sad. No,
it would have been such a Miami day.
Okay, well, I'm going to come back, and we're going to have a Miami day, and I'm going to go on a boat and go to the club, and you guys are going to be so shook because you're going to be what the heck is happening, but it's going to make sense.
Look, that's my icon.
Look at her. That's who taught me everything I know.
She taught me everything I know.
Oh my god. Okay, well, Ari, this was literally the best time ever.
Sorry if I yap too much.
No, that's literally what this is for.
Okay.
And I had so many questions.
To do this more. This is so
right?
fun.
Isn't it so fun to talk about yourself?
It really is.
I went on a podcast where someone asked me about me, and I was like, wait, I'm so glad you brought this up.
This is so fun.
No, and it was so fun for me because I got to take the backseat and hear all the questions that I've been wondering about for so long.
Ben thinks that we should have a podcast. I'm like, he's
they're probably gonna be begging for it.
And I'm like, then no, we're not doing it.
I'll help you workshop it.
This is so cute.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love it.
This is the name is I've
so
ever
good.
Felt. Thank you so much. Okay, well, Ari, we're now best friends because we were friends, but now we're best friends.
We're besties.
It's the best time ever. Where can they find you? I love asking that.
My Instagram and TikTok are Ariana Mcclure.
Flex. I wish mine were the same.
That's all.
Okay, perfect.
I don't have YouTube.
Okay, well, you guys need to follow her because it's so entertaining and it's you're my Alex Earl.
I've been really trying to be more vulnerable because I had a conversation with my manager of
me too.
The whole world has seen me cry.
Yeah, they've seen it.
At this, and she's like, my thing is it's not vulnerable. I'm just I don't think people care about this.
That's how I get.
I was so scared.
They just want to giggle.
Yeah, I was so scared posting the Ben TikTok, and it people care. I was like,
no, people want more.
Yeah, so I'm
trying
really
to get there.
So
sometimes I just hit a wall or I hit a block, and I'm like, no, I don't have anything to say.
No, I'm no, I know what you mean.
Okay, well, everyone wants more of you.
It's just
no.
But it's we're working on it.
Okay, I love it.
It's my therapy now online.
Well, you're gonna blow up after this.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Well, we'll get him next.
Yes. No. Okay. Literally.
Well, literally love you. We have so much more to debrief on after this. Yes. But love you guys. Thank you for listening. Oh, this is what I say at the end. You can say it. See you in just a bit.
Okay.
You can say it.
See you in just a bit. I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
No, me neither.
Okay.